and welcome to a breaking news GPX news flash hot off the press edition.
Is that what we're going to call that? We're going to call that breaking news flash hot off the press. That's the title of the series,
and I'm sticking with it. We had a big news drop, so we had to quickly assemble and talk about it. I know I love the word assemble.
When the Avengers assemble when there's a real threat.
Assemble. I was thinking Anchorman, to be honest. News team assemble.
That's much more apt.
Yeah. So Goldeneye, long rumored to show up on Xbox Live Arcade or Xbox. Sorry, Live is gone, Arcade's gone, and the the Switch and 64 online virtual console or expansion pass, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, people have rumors of this stuff floating around. But I think today a lot of sites are reporting something that is really substantial. And if you go to the Xbox Live achievements tab, or you can look up achievements for certain games, you will notice, what is it? That there are GoldenEye 007 achievements. And it's not GoldenEye, the XBLA version. There's no confirmation of what version it is, but from all intents and purposes, from the screenshots we've seen, it looks like it's the original N64 version. This is big because it's on Microsoft's official site. These achievements are listed, and it seems imminent given that E3 is around the corner. There's no E3, but a lot of these big developers are talking about doing their own showcases, that within the next few weeks, I would say worst case scenario, a month, we will have confirmation of a game that a lot of people have been dying to play. Gentlemen, give me your thoughts.
Yeah, so no, this is a really big one because, right, we talked about already, but there was going to be possibly an updated version of it that was going to come out for Xbox Live almost, I think, 15 years ago. And that was apparently blocked by Nintendo, actually, because somehow Nintendo still held some rights to the game. And it's amazing because nobody thought this game would ever come out just because the licensing issues were insane. But I guess it's just one of those things that when it seems impossible until it happens. And now that it's happening, it's kind of like, oh, okay, well, that's good. So it's kind of nice for other games too, because this kind of seems like maybe the most difficult game probably ever.
Oh yeah,
to get released because of all the rights issues involved with Rare, Microsoft, Sony, I think, or something like MGM.
No, it was
Sony. Not. Doesn't Sony own Eon now or something? The production company in Bond.
I think it had to do with the right holders, the Broccoli family. I'm not making this up. They're actually called the Broccoli family. They invented broccoli that you and I eat. That part could be made up, but I believe they were.
Well, that part's true, definitely.
Definitely true. That's why Bond is always having broccoli in his movies.
It makes sense.
I'm quite broccoli with a shade of parsley.
Sold at Tesco.
We got to do it, man. We got to have a little bit of Sean Connery in there.
Support your local greengrocers.
Yeah, Octopushy, give me some broccoli. So basically, they're the ones that hold the rights to the Bond franchise, and sort of they're the ones deciding what's going to happen. And you're right, Sony did inherit or absorb one of the studios responsible for making the Bond films. Then you had countries such as Germany and Australia that would ban the game immediately. I know in Germany, you can't buy a lot of these shooting games, which is a surprise to me because I thought most of Wolfenstein was set in Germany.
I think that's one where they're just like,
you
guys say that.
Spoiler alert, those actually don't come out in Germany.
We're not going to touch that.
So I
Go
remember
ahead.
Phil Spencer came out a while ago, and he commented that the rights and everything, it was going to go through smoothly, and it was this Germany issue the last time this sort of like enthusiasm surfaced, because a lot of people were quick to point the finger at Nintendo, but in actuality, Nintendo and Microsoft, not explicitly, but it is heavily implied, have worked out a deal. And they have to have, because obviously we have Banjo Kazooie on the Switch Online expansion. We got Banjo and Smash Brothers. We have Minecraft on the Switch. So there obviously was a big deal that went through, and a lot of people didn't know that Nintendo isn't the one to blame here. But it had to do with licensing issues. And this is maybe as far back as 6 months or so. I'm going to ask our viewers to just like, if you're not sure, just like Google it. And it had to do with rights of the Bond franchise and clearances, especially in Europe. So now it seems like achievements are viewable on Xbox's website, and it looks like it's a decent remaster. The screens I'm looking at, man, they don't look as grody as the N64 original. So I am really hyped.
Well, wait a minute. Because it's hard to tell for sure, because the achievement pictures, do those look any different?
They look like a very crisp version of the N64 original.
But not,
you understand, they're not
like
blurry as
right, yeah.
You're right.
No blur, anti-aliasing is gone.
They are definitely the N64 ones, though, because you can tell the polygonal stuff.
Why do you think they did that? Do you think there's a chance that the remake will be included as a feature? Do you think it'll only be the N64 version?
I hope the remake does get included, but from what I understand, the remake was an XBLA project, and for all intents and purposes, the XBLA, Xbox Live Arcade division is shut. It's gone. It's absorbed into stuff. That's why you're not going to get a new Killer Instinct anytime soon, because that was an XBLA original project. It was their most successful game that came out. I'm hesitant to say that we'll get that, even if that game is completed. I'm really hesitant. I know it's very easy for them to push out this up-resed remaster, and in doing so, if they have parity with Nintendo, then Nintendo gets to have the original N64 version put on Switch Online expansion, and Microsoft gets this up-res version. I'll take it, man. But I don't know. My opinion is the remake or remaster, the XBLA version may not show up. What are your thoughts? I don't know. I could be wrong.
I think it makes sense, actually, the way you put that. And I was just thinking about how I think companies are now realizing the value of the older games. I think whereas like that XBLA version, right, it's actually going to be re-released possibly again, like in like 2014 or something, I was reading. And again, people were thinking that the production company shot that down because it was like a 6-year-old or whatever, 7-year-old version of a remaster. I feel like the early 2000s, right? Like that was kind of the era where people felt like they had to remaster games to resell them. But now companies kind of know, right, that nostalgia is strong. Yeah. And it's like, well, we could these will still sell. We don't have to do anything. There's no reason to change the skins or whatever. So I don't know. Maybe they just don't think they have to do it, or they could just sell it as DLC later, maybe, or something. If Microsoft is kind of heading this project, maybe they do have some leeway, because I mean they do have the XBLA version there. I mean, someone has to know where it is. I feel like
it's lost in like a pile of storage somewhere, like on a server.
Probably. Actually.
Do you guys know what the XBLA version of Goldeneye is? We've been looking for it for the past 6 months. I haven't had to find it.
It's with Conker's 12 Tails. Oh, that's long gone.
No, but okay, what do you think about Nintendo not getting this version? There's also a talk happening that because the license expired. But again, we're talking about like armchair athletes and lawyers commenting on legal issues, right?
Mhm.
Like technically Nintendo's license for Banjo-Kazooie.
We have law
law
degrees. Yeah.
Yeah, we've passed the bar, baby.
Don't worry about it. Yeah.
At the gym. So
objection. Yeah.
no, but like people are talking about Nintendo has no, they don't hold the rights, but they do hold the rights to the development of the original. I mean, it's not a matter of like Rare is now owned by Microsoft. It was 3 companies that put that money in. Bayonetta on PC would not be possible if Nintendo didn't release the rights because the software was coded for the Wii U and Switch.
Correct. Just like you said. Yeah, exactly. And people don't think about that, right? They think
Right.
Rare, yes, was its own independent company, but they were getting a ton of money from Nintendo.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Oh, yeah.
basically a second party, right? They wanted Nintendo to buy them outright.
Yeah.
And they were upset that they never did, which is why they went to Microsoft.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And so, yeah, there's tons of legal stuff I don't think anybody knows. And this whole thing about licensing expires. Yeah, they could just do another deal. It just makes no sense not to, right? It came out on the N64. Microsoft has a good relationship with Nintendo right now.
Yeah.
I don't see them souring their goodwill
Yeah.
for some reason. And I mean, kind of going back to the XBLA version, this could even be a chance for Nintendo to, just like with Banjo, right, release the original on their console.
Yeah.
And then, Xbox, hey, look at this. Actually, we got this version too, only on Xbox. So come play it here. Or if you want the original, go play it on Nintendo.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, I'm okay with that. I'm not going to throw up a huge rant because, like, at the end of the day, I'm playing Banjo-Kazooie and that looks great. It looks gorgeous. Is it as smooth as the Xbox Rare Replay version? Probably not. But it's like those games, like either you remake them completely or you just leave them as is. And I kind of like those chunky graphics. I miss that era more than I do the retro 16-bit stuff. I don't really enjoy those pixelated backgrounds. I kind of like the grody, chunky N64 PlayStation 1
can't
era.
have a smooth shape. It has to be all jagged angles and polygon shapes.
I just love it. I really love that stuff. So it'll be nice to see 2 versions, and of course, for if you people that want it optimized and running at 120 frames per second, it's gonna be on Xbox. And for people that just want that nostalgia hit and see if they do pretty well, I mean, grab your Switch. It's gonna be there soon.
Yeah, I can't see them not putting it on Switch, especially again if Microsoft is in charge of this.
Oh yeah.
I just can't see them not doing that. I mean, they're putting Banjo-Tooie out eventually.
Yeah.
They got Banjo 1. I could see them putting out Jet Force Gemini and all this stuff too. They have to. It's just,
dude, imagine there is no other gaming company I could think of that I can say has had goodwill towards other gaming companies. Microsoft is that. I hate saying this because I'm not a Microsoft type of a guy, but by God, man, Banjo's in Smash. Minecraft Steve is in Smash.
and those games are all on the Switch, unlike Atlas, who they put Joker's spin-off game, but they didn't actually put his game on there.
You that spin-off game where you beat people up. This is where he's from. You're like, all right, I guess.
Wasn't he in Persona 5? No.
Yeah, Scramble.
Meanwhile, Square is sitting there going, you could play the cloud version of it.
Yeah. The cloud version
of Sora's game, Yeah.
No, Atlas is too cheap to do that. They won't do a cloud version. They wouldn't know how to do it. They don't know how to port to 2 other systems. They'd be like, what? Yeah. Cloud? What? Is that the
Atlas
character
is
from
just
Final
like
Fantasy?
A horse and 3 people working on something.
I mean, it's a saving grace that they don't do a cloud version because we all know cloud versions are
superior.
horrendous excuse of releasing a game. Yeah.
Yes.
So to keep it on GoldenEye, and I guess to wrap this beautiful conversation up, is there two questions? Is there a memory of GoldenEye that you have that's really apparent? And what was your favorite level?
Oh, I guess I'll go first because my reply is going to be effectively the most insubstantial one. So I wasn't an N64 kid, but I did go around to a few friends' houses and play the game, and I think I just like the general style, like the way it was. It was one of those. I think it was one of the first actual FPS games that I saw, like as a child, and it was like it looked really cool, and the graphics looked like at the time looked really nice, and I remember the multiplayer being just absolutely heinous, like just running around, shooting your friends, dying, getting up, shooting your friends again. It's a really fun time.
Yeah.
But
any levels stand out for you?
Any levels in particular?
Is that a blur at this point?
Pretty much, yeah. It's not. I don't have an intricate knowledge of the single player because I only just played it with multiplayer.
Okay.
But I would very much.
Did you do slappers only ever? That was one of the best modes.
Yeah. I heard stories,
judo chopping everything.
I heard the lore, but I did not partake, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't know. I just love how all of the guns in the game look nothing like actual guns. They look like either super soakers. I thought the AK-47 was a giant pencil.
Yeah.
And it just always I was always confused. Yeah, why does he have a giant like black pencil? I always thought
number 2 HB pencil.
Because the graphite is deadly. Right? And like the sniper rifle looked like a Nerf gun or something like that. But yeah, that's good stuff. No, the single player, I'd have to say the dam, probably like the first level. Yeah. It's good. It's really solid. It's such a good introduction. Very fast paced, and just the way he jumps off at the end. I never comprehended that, like, because I don't think I could read at the time when I was playing the game.
Yeah.
So, like, I went over to the cliff and the level ended. I was like, oh, "What's going on?"
You don't see like the wire animated, so it looks like he committed suicide.
That's exactly what it looks like.
You're right.
Yeah. Because I was used to like Mario 64, right? You get a star, level's over, not Mario jumping off a cliff and then the level ending. So I was definitely shocked. But
I mean, what is this kid trying to do to me? And then he's like, I'm out of here.
For me, like, I guess big moments that stand out multiplayer wise, like there's always like those modes of like I think the proximity mine mode was really intense because you could throw a proximity mine onto an ammo box and walk over it, and the mine's instance would stay there, and you would not be able to see where the mine went because you pick up the physical thing the mine was attached to. So that game was like deadly for me. Like we were walking around never sure which box of ammo was going to explode. That was intense. But single player Surface, it's the level where you're in the snow. You have the satellite dish, amazing music, amazing mood, like a weird dusk sunset moment happening. And you get the sniper rifle for the first time. And you're like, holy crap, I could zoom in and shoot people from that far. And all the enemies are wearing like Siberian, like winter suits with goggles on. Why that level, aside from what I've said, is great is you get the grenade launcher, and then next thing you know, you're just lobbing in this open area, throwing massive amounts of pain everywhere. And it's the only level to have a bit in there that I don't think a lot of people realize. If you study Cold War stuff and you look into history, the Soviet Union used to create decoy weapons, such as kids' toys that were bombs. And in that level, there's a cabin way in the back in the corner. And there's like toys, like a motorcycle, a car. And if you shoot them, they jump off the desk and they explode. And
Jeez.
I remember like being caught off guard. I was like, what, this stupid glitch? I remember my uncle was with me. He's like, this is pretty scary accurate. I'm like, what do you mean? And they're like, no, they developed a lot of weapons that were designed as toys. They were like pens that had like poison darts on them, crazy, crazy things. And I remember going, wow, I don't know if this was like really well thought of, but again, it's a great, great game.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. I mean, it's just there's so many like details we could pick up in like
the music though, man. The music.
Oh my God, Grant Kirkhope, what an absolute legend. Actually, the reason this is like perfect timing, I guess, or I guess it was because of the announcement, but my friends were texting me. There's like all these like meme videos about that pause menu music and like how everyone like in the world agrees that like it shouldn't be this good.
Yeah.
For a movie. Nah, have you heard this before? Do you remember what that sounds like? The pause music? I'll have to send it to you after, but it's ridiculous. It makes no sense. Like why it slaps, as the young kids back in North America say. Means it's good, I guess.
It's like insanely good. It's like you're at a club. No, you're at a lounge.
Somebody
no, classier, a lounge. Yeah,
no, it is a lounge.
So perfect. It's like you're in Bond's lounge or some shit.
Do you remember the place we went to recently? It felt like the seedier version of that, but not like seedier, but more like diabolical version of that hotel restaurant. Like if somebody was playing, like a stock market takeover.
I tell you, man,
and like they have like a Monaco and like
it's honestly perfection.
Dude.
Banger,
dude. How is this legit on an N64? And you're like, what? So I would just hang around in the pause menu because it just felt so sick.
Yeah. It's perfection.
We should just dub this whole, at least this entire section with the pause music. The whole video. It's just,
I'm very happy because I think Tony and Nat have been hesitant on doing a video about Goldeneye. There were like 3 instances this year and last year was like, we got to do a video about Goldeneye coming out. So I was like, no, not until we have confirmation.
That's true. Yeah, because I feel like it's been teased so much, but this is because I think this achievement thing came up already, but that was like somebody found them in like files, but this is like on the actual website. So I mean, I think now.
And there's been announcements, right? Because the parent group of all those franchises is teasing some big reveals. And one of them being, if I'm not mistaken, Indiana Jones is owned by this same sort of like parent company. He made his way to Fortnite, big deal. But like that got announced, and they're talking about new announcements for the Bond franchise, hopefully this week. And we're going to see maybe our first glimpses of IO Interactive's James Bond game.
Right. The Hitman guys are doing a game on Bond.
Giving it to a better studio, man. Jeez, these guys are nuts. If you played Hitman 2 and 3, there's so many Bond moments in there. I'm super stoked, and I was really excited to do this video with you guys.
Now we got to do a review of it when it comes out.
I'm down, man. You do the up-res version, I'll do the grody and 64 version. Nat could do the multiplayer. Nothing's changed. Still getting my ass handed. Whatever.
Get it good.
Well, look forward to more announcements this week, and stay tuned to GPX, because unlike the other websites, we get right to the truth.
Right. I feel like that in itself is a that's a bit of an oxymoron.
I don't know, man. You know what I realized today? Let me tell you something. There's a 2 minute story.
He's
Not
dropping a
even.
truth bomb right now.
No, I'll tell you a truth bomb. Our review of Mario Strikers Battle League preview is up for the online session. You want to know what IGN released today or 2 days ago? They sat in an office and watched Nintendo representatives play, and they titled their preview a preview. You didn't do a preview. You just watched people play.
It's a reaction. That's what that is.
That's a freaking
Goddamn
reaction.
scumbags.
You don't know what the controls feel like. And it feels like it's still lacking something. I'm like, yeah, how about you pick up the controller and play?
That's what's lacking. Your participation.
Oh my God. And it's on there right now. Go check it out. And everybody was just like hammering them in the comment section.
And
Because just like, geez, man. Don't get me started on that.
so yeah, authentic takes for gamers by gamers. But
Yeah.
speaking of strikers, I was thinking, and obviously we'll discuss this later on, but we could even, I was thinking about potentially doing like a league series. So like
That'd
we
be
do
great.
like when we like do regularly or semi-regularly updated videos of just like league highlights.
Strikers,
of-
yeah.
yeah.
We'll call it GPX dominates IGN, Kotaku, and every other has-been journalist agency.
A bit of a long-winded title, but that works. Yeah. GPX dominates German journalism. The only way we know how.
Yeah,
By
yeah.
playing soccer.
Call it soccer too, just to really piss people off.
Football? What is that? Yeah.
Soccer? Look forward to more Goldeneye news. And I guess we can tune out with this music, yeah? Let's call
Impossible IGN rants.
it. Yeah.
Well, anyways, everyone, thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed the video. Stay tuned, subscribe. We'll be posting shorts and new videos, gameplay reviews, previews, updates, all the good stuff. It's the greatest channel in gaming as decided by me. They haven't said anything yet, but if everyone else hops on it, that'd be cool. But this is the best channel for gaming because I said so. And hopefully the other three. Sorry.
Begrudgingly agreed.
Okay. Because, I was thinking about that because, like, what's his name?
Are we the
Howard
greatest?
Stern?
Yeah. Go on.
Howard Stern calls himself the king of media, right? He did it, like, ironically at first, but then people started to call him that.
Yeah.
Or it's like, again, going back to soccer, Jose Mourinho called himself the special one, and now people still call him the special one. So
We have to come up with an ironic name for ourselves that
We're
sticks.
the greatest.
the greatest channel in gaming.
Yeah. Greatest channel game. I like it.
This has been the greatest channel in gaming. Thank you so much for watching. Check us out, GPX Japan. Take care, everyone.
Thanks, guys.